Captain's Log, Subdate 200630.2. I have found I can bounce a ball off every bulkhead without it touching the floor, provided I use the voodoo doll of Sith as a suitable medium to ricochet the shot. You suck, Sith. Every time the ball bounces off you, one of those needles goes deeper into your rather rickety wrists. So before we start, I will be streaming later tonight over on Twitch. If you're at all interested in watching me drive around in American Truck Simulator, by all means swing by. Give me a follow too. I need all the follows. Seriously. Also, a recent addition has been introduced to my Etsy. If you're at all interested in helping my sister get a new kitchen, please consider buying one of the new, I'm going to do this to annoy him, I rate bears. They even have a sewn-on monocle, because it's meant to be a Lord Bear, but we couldn't do the top hat. Link to the Etsy down below. So today, welcome to the Halls of Justice. Bit strange, isn't it? Usually, it's Halls of Injustice. But there's a reason for this one. It's the first of its kind. It's the kind where there are two people involved that I believe need to receive a knighthood for good parenting. I like good parents. No idea what they are, but I like good parents. For this, we need a rebellious teenager. Let's call him Jack Evans. A top-grade student currently not studying what he's supposed to be studying because he's in prison. He was studying mathematics, computing, and history. A-levels, if it wasn't apparent enough. A-levels, I believe, for Americans, our senior year? Age 17 to 18. Yes. Well, Jack Evans got intimate with a young lady, but just before things were about to commence, the young lady in question revoked consent. At that moment, this ended. That was what was supposed to happen, right, Jack Evans? No, that's not what happened though, is it, Jack Evans? You decided, and you committed a horrific crime. A number of weeks passed, 8 to be exact. During that time, you did not contact the young lady, and the young lady did not go to the police. In a statement she gave to the police and the court, she was afraid, and she felt that she could not trust a man because of that. While she herself is a similar age to you, the psychological trauma done will live with her for many, many years, and take a lot of time, patience, and work to fix. So Jack Evans committed a heinous crime, I believe at the time aged 17, which would explain the sentence. We'll get to it soon. Anyway, 2 months later, Jack sent a text message. Because this is how, by the way, we build bridges in the 21st century. We don't do the right thing. We simply reach out and try our best in text form to convey that we are struggling to sleep, therefore the guilt is clearly eating me up on the inside. I'm sorry for sticking my tiny todger in you, without your consent. Yo, swag, can we go for some Mackie D's? I'm paraphrasing, of course I don't have access to the text. Chances are, it said Nando's. Jack's intention was to try and make amends for what he had done, but let's face it, it is explicitly stated what you took from her. You took away something that means a lot to a lot of people. That would include virginity, integrity, dignity, respect for oneself and others, confidence. I could continue if you like. There are a whole host of things you took by committing one horrific act. I think I've spent long enough painting a very clear and obvious picture, so now we need to insert the real heroes in all of this. Jonathan Evans and his wife Sarah Morris. Jonathan Evans is the father of Jack Evans. Sarah Morris is the stepmother. His biological mother does feature later in a court hearing. One day they saw his phone unlocked and went, "Oh whoa, what do we have here? I could go look at his porn tabs, but instead I think I'll look at the messages he sent." And the first message they saw was the message of you grovelling with a girl and admitting in text form that you took advantage of somebody who did not grant consent. And while there were messages of you conveying regret, remorse, and attempts to find a way to make up for what you did, they still saw the message where you said you done did it. And the heroes of this tale decided to go to war with their son by having a whole slew of arguments, because it turns out he wasn't best impressed that they saw his phone unlocked. Hardly impressed that they saw his phone. I'm surprised he didn't call the police on them, but chances are he realised they weren't going to help him, especially if the parents then showed them the message instead. Because what they wanted him to do, what they wanted Jack to do, was go to the police. So after many arguments took place, they marched him down to the police station and he confessed. The police then contacted the girl who corroborated everything, and he was arrested for the crime of S.A. Defending Jack Evans, Gareth Williams had asked for a suspended sentence because of the exceptional circumstances, that being A-level examinations are coming up. Oops. Saying that it is extremely rare for anyone to admit to such a serious offence without there being a complaint. However, and I might promote this one, Judge Tracy Lloyd Clark said there were aggravating features and Jack Evans had to be locked up, saying that 2 months after the assault you apologised to the victim and said you understood why she was upset, but that text came to the attention of your father and mother, stepmother, who took you to a police station. You told an officer your name and said you'd had sex with a young woman. So what is the sentence? Because of his age when the crime was committed and the age he currently is, which is 18, he doesn't go to a proper prison. He goes to a young offenders institute. Because he pled guilty and his age, he was given a discounted sentence of 2 years, which means he will be out next year. He is currently in the Park Young Offenders Institution in Bridgend, which is in the HMP Park, which has a capacity of up to 1,300. He is also going to have to sign a certain register for life. Congratulations, young man, you have effectively ruined yourself. Your father has an intention to try and help you out by having you join his software engineering company. Not going to be drawn in on that. It's understandable a parent, even after such circumstances, would still want to do everything they can to help their child, and I can understand that. I'm not totally in favour of a 2-year sentence, but I do understand the context, but I do think the sentence needs to be a little longer, and I leave it to the lovely, lovely audience to work out how much longer that sentence should be. The final thing I want to cover with this is the statement the father gave outside the court. Because of social distancing, he wasn't able to be in the court when his son was sentenced, so Jack's biological mother was there instead. Outside the unpronounceable Welsh name Crown Court, Jonathan Evans said, "I wanted him to tell the truth. He had to do the right thing and admit his guilt. It's been difficult for all of us, and it's caused quite a few arguments. I've said to him that the best thing for him is to show everyone that you're doing your best to rectify what has happened. It has been a shock to the system for him, and I'm hoping being in prison will give him time to reflect. I would very much like for Jonathan Evans and Samantha Morris to receive New Year's honours for good parenting. I may even make them honorary judges. With this case, I'd love to know what you think. Please do let me know in the comments down below. If I don't see you on Twitch tonight, have a cracking Tuesday, and thank you all for listening."